Hi guys, so been a while, apologies, but plenty of time off work over the Christmas period, so I thought I'd get a Brewday in. This one, I'm going for the first ever Belgian I've done, and it's from the book, a Belgian Dubbel. I've done a mixture of what it says to do in the book and what I've seen online and what I've seen David Heath do as well. Thanks for the tips, mate. So I'll just run through my grain bill for this. Now I'm going for, I couldn't get hold of Pilsner malt, only a kilo that I had left over, but I'm going for a German Pilsner malt which I've had from a local brewery, and they said it's not too far different from normal Pilsner other than it's a slightly darker colour. So I'm going to give that a shot. I'm chucking in some special bee malt, some Munich malt, clear candy sugar as well. So I'll go through the quantities in more detail as and when I add them into the box. And the wheat that I'm using is the Belgian wheat beer that it states in the book. Now I've had a look online and people aren't too sure whether to use that one or not. I'm going to give it a shot. Everything else in this book has worked out pretty well, so I don't see why this should be any different. I'm not shooting for such a higher ABV on this one. This one's saying 6.9, and I've got, at the moment, I've got a lot of Belgian beers here, and you know the lowest one of them is probably about 8%. I'm going for something slightly smaller, a bit more drinkable, I won't say sessionable, but shooting for an OG of 1056, and that should give me a 5.6% beer. So we just have to see how we get on. You can hear the Grainfather's kind of the temperature behind me. Also the Sparging water tank is warming up. I've done my water additions, and so we'll just start off measuring out the grains. Whack the grain plate in. And we're away. So guys, mashing it now at 62 degrees for half an hour. Then that's going to step up to 68 degrees for half an hour, and then mash out at 75 degrees for 10 minutes. And I got that idea off David Heath, so thank you. So I guess I'll catch up with you at the sparge. Cheers. So guys, as you can see, we're done with the mash. Just lifted this up now to do the sparge. In case you missed it, check out my previous video of how I converted this to control the sparge water temperature, and the other switch here is for my extractor fan system. So go and check that out guys if you like. With the sparge system I've got now, what I'm going to do, knock the temperature control off, because the probe in the top here only just reaches into the water, it's not a thermal well. Whack this valve open, just so it's a nice, steady, even flow, make sure it doesn't creep up at all, and let it do its thing. So guys, I'm about halfway through the sparge, and I've just gone to do my, weigh out my hops. The recipe assumed that Hallertauer was alpha acid is about 4.5. Now the one that I've got is 2.2, and Tetnang, again they thought that was about 4 alpha acids, and I've got 1.9. So instead of it being 35 grams of each, the recipe's now asking for 70 grams of each. Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right at all. Now another, it'll get the bitterness to where it needs to be, but what about all the extra flavour that these hops are going to chuck in? It's very experimental, this batch. I thought, because it might be off anyway because of that malt that I've used, I thought I might as well whack these in as per Beersmith. and see what happens. I suppose it's better to have a overly tasty beer than a watery beer, I suppose. So I'm going to weigh these out now, guys. 70 grams each, and candy crystals. 70 grams. 70 grams at the start of the boil. What the fuck's all that about? Always right on them as well. This is a 15-minute edition of Techman. Again, 70 grams. Looks like I'm doing an IPA, not a Belgian beer. Oh, what a clusterfuck. 400 grams of candy crystals, white candy crystals. It's a 500 gram pack. Can't see me using 100 elsewhere. Fucking bollocks. 500 grams of candy sugar. Check it out. So sparge is more or less done. So guys, I guess I'll catch up with you at the Mammoth Hop editions. So guys, 60-minute edition going in. It smells hoppy. So guys, here's the 15-minute edition going in via the bin lid. Here we go. Give this a good stir now and crack on with trying to melt some of that sugars. So this is one of David Heath's tips. All the sugar there. Get a ladle. I'll put some of the hot water in there just to start melting it all up. Whoa, didn't expect it to do that. Okay, I'll give that a bit of a stir for a couple of minutes and then whack it in 3 minutes. So guys, you're down to 10 minutes now. Just going to whack all this in. You can hear that spinning on the bottom. Right, I can't hear as much sugar crystals on the bottom anymore. Yeah, I think that's all in solution now, and that took 2 minutes. So guys, this is turning into a proper eventful brew day. I'm just going to start putting the water chiller on now. Got 6 minutes left on the boil, so I'm going to get that set up. Whirlpooling. I know I didn't knock the filter off, but I think the force or the hops catching on the filter has pulled it off completely. Not the end cap, the whole filter. ClusterFK. Maybe that's what I should name this beer. Double ClusterFK. Yes, that's what I'll call it. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to chill it straight through the pump, unfiltered, into the fermentation bucket, and just hope that well, I've got 140 grams of hops in there, so I'm hoping that will act as a filter, or it'll just fuck the pump up as well. We shall see. This is trying me today, really trying me. So guys, what I've decided to do is pump it through the water chiller anyway. I've got the water flowing through it now as well, but I've dialed the flow control valve right down as to not to disturb the hops that are settling through the beer. It's going to take a while, but hopefully that'll sort it out. I'm hopeful. Yeah, looking forward to getting this brew day over with. Maybe now. Right, so I'll catch up with you once I've come out of this dark tunnel and I'm pitching the yeast, I think. Catching a bit. So guys, whilst this was doing its thing, I took a gravity reading, and it's 1.062, which is quite a few points over the 1.057 that I've currently got on Beersmith. So every cloud and all that, all I need now is to try and get it out of the Grainfather into the bucket. I need a beer, a Belgian beer. So I decided to go for this one from the Half Man Brewery, February 2017. I'll be there, and I can't wait. These guys don't have to know how to make some beers. Iechyd. Looks like pump's blocked. It's not coming out. Think. So guys, what I'm gonna have to do, there's no way this has stopped completely, so I'm gonna wait for the majority of this to drain back in, and then I'm gonna decant this into here, hot. It's at 83 degrees, fucking bad news written all over it, and then put the filter back, pulled out the power cords just in case I want to add insult to more injury. Here we go. This thing's gonna fucking melt. Oh yeah, bastard. There it is. Right, pump's working. So, I'm going to put this into the Grainfather if it doesn't fucking melt. Doesn't melt. Yeah, dump this back in. So there's some hops in there, there's a load in there, but I've put the filter back on, so hopefully that will work. Wort coming up slowly. Now I think there's an issue with shit inside the pump. So guys, pump's still not working. I think it's got too much hop in it. So I put everything back into this bucket. So guys, excuse the handheldness. Oh. Excuse me. Well, that's going to be contamination. Oh, it's fucking slowing down now. That's one way to aerate the water. So guys, what a day. I'm just going to clean up now, put everything to one side, regroup. So guys, cleanup's done. Fermenter is over there, still at about 99 degrees. I'm not going to be able to pitch the yeast till tomorrow afternoon, I would have thought. It's going to get down to probably about 2 degrees in here tonight, so it might chill it by the morning. I can whack the yeast on and then chuck it in the fridge. As far as brew days go, this is the worst one I've had to date in just over 2 years of brewing. Oh, it hurts. These beers are helping, your Belgian beers. Seems I'm trying to make a Belgian beer, but it just seems cursed. It's cursed. Yeast I'm using is this bad boy, 3944 Belgian wit. Absolutely blasted. I hope you've learned from my lessons on this on this brew day. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Iechyd.